chapter 27. So Moses brought their case, what? Before the Lord. Moses brought their case before the Lord. And guess what? Verse 6 is awesome. And the Lord said to him, verse 7, what Zelophehad's daughters are saying is right. Every now and then, if we would just speak up and say that which is right, guess what? God will be on your side. You don't have to be scared. You don't have to kowtow. You don't have to be embarrassed. What God says, he says, you are right, and I want to make a change. I want to change what? The status quo. They weren't passive. They weren't chicken. They weren't lily-livered. Whatever word you want to call it, these daughters of Zelophehad, these what? 5 brave sisters, they stood up and they called out what was wrong in their time. And so, come on, Jesus. He's speaking on your behalf. He's speaking on my behalf. If we would stand up, if we would be bold, if we would be courageous. And I like what they did. These sisters, what? They stood together. Every now and then, we always like to talk about women going left, going right, can't work together. These sisters stood together. They worked together. And then they went before the authority. And then they spoke up. And they said what was right. And even as we look at the time that was moving, right? Going from Moses, now God was raising up what? A new generation of people. All the old generation wasn't even going to make it into the promised land. God rose up a new leader. What was his name? His name was Joshua. Anybody remember Joshua? Joshua chapter 1. What did he tell him? He said, I want you to be strong and very courageous. Be careful, what? To obey all that my servant Moses told you, and that will make you successful wherever you go. Well, look, long before Joshua got there, these 5 brave sisters came forward and they spoke what was right, and God was on their side. What am I telling you? Stand together. Come on, church. Stand together. And then what? Speak out. Don't sit in silence as we see all things going around us that we know aren't right. And then what? Do the right thing. Be right. Speak the right thing. And then God will speak up for you. That is why we've got to do that. And then when we look in the book of Numbers as it closes out in chapter 36. Right at the end, it tells us what these ladies did. It says, so Zelophehad's daughters did as the Lord commanded Moses. They did what was right. If we can just do right, stand up, speak out, and be brave and courageous, and God will fight for us.